Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the 5 things to watch out for in the Bitcoin market this week. Also, breaking news: BlackRock now holds 273,596 Bitcoin, worth $18 billion for its spot Bitcoin ETF. Also in today's show, the Bitcoin halving shows new users that code is ultimately the law in crypto. We'll also be discussing Mt. Gox trustee updates their Bitcoin and fiat repayment timetable and how this will likely impact the crypto market. We'll also be discussing RFK Jr. wants to put the entire US budget on the blockchain. That's right. Also, Bitcoin will shatter a $16 trillion market cap of gold, says Skybridge Capital's Anthony Scaramucci. I'll be sharing how and when. We'll also be discussing a prediction from Joe Burnett of Bitcoin hitting 14.3 million per BTC. Quoting him here: Bitcoin will become significantly less volatile once it surpasses the total value of global real estate at $300 trillion, taking Bitcoin to $14.3 million. Also have some bonus predictions from Michael Saylor of Bitcoin hitting 10 million and even as high as $100 million per one Bitcoin. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome, crypto fam. We back in the green, baby. Bitcoin's back above 66,500, up almost $2,000 on the day. Congratulations to all my Bitcoin hodlers and happy Monday. Let's get it. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. What up, Greg? Good day. Remember, Monday starts the weekend. Crack a cold one and strap in. Amen to that, Greg. In fact, I got a cold one right here. I'm about to crack open. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, if you're just joining us, let me know where you're tuned in from, family. Greatly appreciate y'all. Here we go. Wow, it's very extra fizzy. You can see it popping through the glass. Let's go. Anyways, family, push Bitcoin above 67,000 this session. You got it, Claude. I got you.
Pump, 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 pump it up. Pump, 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 pump it up.
Let's go. Good to see you, Darth Melda. JGI, Eldorana. 10 G's, let's go. I don't know about 10 G's. I think you mean maybe that's more than 10 G's. I can't tell. 1,000 G's, it says, let's go. However much 1,000 G's is, sure. Let's get it. Holla from SLU, Utah. Shout out Utah G Biddy. I dig the name. Northwest Alabama in the house. The Mormons be pumping. Nice. 100% with you on that. In order for Bitcoin to reach 14 million, Bitcoin needs to be over 215 trillion market cap. Correct. And we were discussing Bitcoin surpassing the real estate market cap, sending Bitcoin to $14 million per coin. We're going to be discussing it a little later. Mormons that be pumping. You got to do what you got to do. Shout out Zek. Hey, fam. Welcome. Berry lemonade kombucha in the hand. No, today I'm sipping on the Spindrift. It's ultimately carbonated water with 3 calories, no sugar. Only ingredients are right here. We have carbonated water and lemon juice. This is my favorite flavor. It's just ultimately lemon carbonated water, and it's delicious. You know what I mean? So I got to keep drinking it. And look how fizzy it is. Pretty cool. Back in the triangle. Which triangle is that? Okay. 1,000 G's is a million. Now we're talking, Greg. What up, fam? Shout out off the wall. Bitcoin went up on the low volume. Imagine the face melting pumps that come in. Where's the Kirkland's vodka? Love it, says G Biddy. Let's go. When will Bitcoin start going up? It's already going up, yo, since we started the live. Check it.
Pump, pump, pump it up. Look, pump it up if your game went long.
So you already know we're going to continue pumping through infinity because a lot of people right now are bearish on the king, anticipating a big drawdown. JV for president. I think Bitcoin's going to be Mike Tyson and knock out Jake Paul, knock out the Bears. What up, JV? Greetings to you from the Netherlands. Shout out Spam Catcher. Good to see you. Welcome, everyone just joining us. Pump the likes to pump the stream. Always appreciated. Let's go. Mr. Bone Daddy, that's right. Pump the likes. Mike Tyson, the likes. Ryan Garcia, left hook, the likes, please. It's time. Bitcoin's up 3% and gold is down 3%. Go figure. Exactly. It's the Lam family. Shout out Mohammed. Shout out my brethren in the Middle East. Welcome to the stream, fam.
When the dip hit, you just stayed like King Kong. More than 5 shots in your stack, then get it on. Had the people on my back to get a song. Where's broke, have a token.
We smoked them like a bong. But anyways, family, if you're new to the channel, very important to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every day, just like this. Also pump the likes. It helps to pump the stream, and as always, greatly appreciated. Today is pod episode number 1617. I'm your host JV, and it's April 22nd, 2024. We just had a halving a couple of days ago, and Bitcoin's still doing its thing. It's pumping today, up almost $2,000 on the daily, trading above 66,500. Let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. You can see all the major cryptos pumping back in the green, which we love to see. Even XRP is up 5%, trading above 55 cents. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we're sitting on a 2.4 trillion market cap with 68 billion in volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance at 53.7%, with the Ether dominance at 15.8%. My question for the chat, how high do you feel the Bitcoin Dom will climb for the cycle? Do you think we tap 60, 70%? Let me know. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours. We got Pepe up 17%. We have Near up 15% and Kaz up 12%. Below that, Say, Pendle, Core, GRT, IMX, and GNO. Now, which particular alts are you guys most bullish on for this bull run? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get more of a visual perspective on the daily. Virtually everything pumping and in the green, which we love to see. And zooming out on the monthly, the tables turn. A lot of corrections across the broader crypto sphere. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index. Today we're a 73 greed. Yesterday was a 72. Last week a 74. Last month a 73. We keep an eye on this metric. The higher this number goes, the more likely of a pullback. And that's it, man. I mean, we just had the halving, so no more halving countdown because we got over 1,400 days until the next one, which is likely to occur sometime around March of 2028. So there you go. Calv Beans says, boom, Bitcoin to 32 still in play. I'm highly doubtful on that one. However, I mean, to each their own. Like button and smash. Thank you, Creeper. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I almost bought $40 to Bitcoin, then hit him with the left hook. The guy that set himself on fire talked about the downfalls of crypto. Too bad he didn't get to understand Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a shame. Anyone setting themselves on fire, not a good look. Oddly, Bitcoin dominance is down and total 2 is creeping up. Early alt season, asked Greg. JV, the Discord link no longer works. Good to note, KJam. Are you referring to the link specifically in the description of the video or just in general? Because sometimes like cookies and stuff change that stuff. So if a link isn't working, thanks for letting me know. We'll try to fix it for the next stream. But the direct link is discord.cryptonewsalerts.net. You'll notice everything of mine is on a subdomain. So it's always .cryptonewsalerts.net. So Discord, I mean, no matter what community, and all the links are always there. So for example, if you click the link in the description and it's not working, just copy paste it into the browser and it's more likely to work, because sometimes YouTube adds like cookies and it complicates the link structures and sometimes they don't work, unfortunately. So thank you. Thank you, KJam. Tomorrow is the full moon for those who follow the moon cycles. Good to note. The last week approved. Time in the market beats timing the market. Tell them. Blessings, JV. Blessings to the fam. I am still super bullish on Swift Coin, says Bill. Welcome, official Lele Bright. Let's get it.
Smoked them like a bomb. Oh yeah, we heard Kramer report that. He said, sell. We bought more bags till we got a sword back.
You can't short your dork. We can't afford that. As of today, it appears there was no sell the news event. Good. Bitcoin's doing its thing. We're about to tap 67,000. JV is live. The market's a pumping. It's a Monday. Money is a moving. Let's go. JV to the world. Tell them. That's what we do. Bitcoin to 0 still in play. but I'll bet these nuts it don't happen. I dig it. Just grow a pair and hang on to your Bitcoin, right? Precisely how we do it. Never sell your biddies. For crypto investors only, Bitcoin March 20 through today, just over 13x. Bitcoin miners such as Marathon over the same period, 48x. Do the math. Rule number 1, never let no one know how much biddies you hold, because you know. Don't make me bump the 10 stack commandments for you guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 stacks commandments.
Yeah, great day in the crypto space with the SEC lawyers resigning. I saw that before I went live. A few of the SEC lawyers have resigned. Is Gensler next? JV loves his spindrift. I do, Devon. I love the spindrift. I also got the alkaline water with me, but sometimes I just need that fizz, which you only could get from the spindrift. Cheddar bless. Oh, cheddar breeds jealousy. This is true. Rest in peace, Biggie. I was kind of hoping of the dip. I have dry powder, and I got to buy the dipage. Word, good afternoon, Neri. Welcome. Great day in the crypto space. Discord link works in a different browser. Just copy paste the link, fam. Thank you, KJ. That's what I assumed. YouTube messes up links for some reason. It's one of the most annoying things as a content creator when you put your links in the description and they never work. When you click on them, you can thank YouTube for that. But yeah, if you copy paste them, they'll always work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 stack commandments. 1.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number 1. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Facts. But anyways, family, let's dive into the 5 things to watch out for the Bitcoin market this week, as there's a lot going on right now. First and foremost, liquidity keeps lid on Bitcoin's post-halving rebound. That's right. After an uneventful weekly close, Bitcoin soon upped the stakes with a push beyond 66, and we're on the cusp of crossing 67,000 at the time of this recording, its highest level since April 15th. So check it out. Here, looking at the Bitcoin 1-hour chart. Last week was characterized by the selling during the U.S. trading hours. And analyzing the current order book setup, we had Keith Allen of Material Indicators eyeing a large block of asked liquidity immediately above the spot price. Quoting him here, seems like this fat block of Bitcoin asked liquidity may have been put in place to prevent a green weekly close. I am speculating about the possibility that one of the 10 Bitcoin ETF institutions put that up to keep the price from running back to the 70,000 range before TradeFi markets open and they have a chance to buy the dip. He also noted that this liquidity was not supplied while Wall Street was absent, quoting him again. In fact, it may be the reason they didn't dump it on the weekend. After all, there is no benefit for them if they can't buy. Expecting some volatility on Monday, at least it's volatility to the upside, right? Now, for the next factor to keep your eyes on this week, analysis eyes the Bitcoin price range before parabolic upside. That's right. With the block subsidy halving now complete, market participants are considering how Bitcoin will react going forward and whether it will set a new paradigm compared with the previous halvings. Now, according to REC Capital, for months, analysis has flagged various Bitcoin price phases common to Bitcoin's previous 2 halvings. Bitcoin has adhered to these this year, at least to an extent, while also setting new records, such as posting an all-time high before the halving, not after it, again, for the first time in Bitcoin history. Now, currently, REC Capital suggests it is in a reaccumulation phase, the biddies, consisting of consolidation around the halving, and while this would explain the recent price reticence, he now argues that the reaccumulation range could act as the perfect springboard for long-term gains. Quoting him here, what if Bitcoin has already revealed the top and bottom of its post-halving reaccumulation range? Then the prices within this range would be the best we will be able to get before Bitcoin is finally ready post-halving. Parabolic upside. Let me know if you agree with that. And also shared any Bitcoin downside in the pre-halving period represented bargain buying opportunities. I agree with that. Going forward, this upcoming several week consolidation will represent a bargain buying opportunity. So seize the moment, BTFD, or forever hold your peace. Now for the next factor to keep your eyes out on, PCI week greets a hawkish Fed. That's right. Adding to the volatility catalyst this week is a similar face in the form of U.S. macroeconomic data prints. These are set to include first quarter gross domestic product and jobless claims, all leading up to the March print of the PCE index, April 26, which is 4 days out. I guess that would be this Friday, family. The latter is known to be the Fed's preferred inflation measure and should thus be closely watched as economic policy hangs in the balance between hawkish and dovish. Now, risk assets continue to look for hints that interest rates will come down sooner rather than later, while recent language from the Fed officials have favored a higher for longer approach. Quoting them here, will PCE inflation data, this is the Kabisi letter, show another increase in inflation? All eyes will be on the CBE inflation data this week, the Fed's preferred inflation metric. Now for the next factor, we're going to keep our eyes out on Bitcoin transaction fees. Will they be higher for much longer? Well, Bitcoin transaction fees have made the headlines for the wrong reasons since the halving, at one point passing a near record of $200. Like, whoa. Thanks to the runes phenomenon, Bitcoin miners have seen bumper earnings despite 50% reduction in block subsidy. Examining the status quo, Charles Edwards, founder of quantitative Bitcoin and digital asset fund, Capriole Investments, concluded that the new halving epoch represents a seismic shift for Bitcoin as a whole. Quoting him here, welcome to a new paradigm. And he explained that Bitcoin's electrical cost, the raw cost of electricity per mined block, is now higher than the spot price at over $77,000. As he shares here, Bitcoin miner price hit $244,000, good Lord, on Saturday. This is the block reward plus fees per Bitcoin mined. It boomed as transaction fees hit $230 plus. This means Bitcoin is trading at a deep discount. That's right. So with the electrical cost of $77,400, and we got Bitcoin trading at the cusp of $67,000 at the time of this live. He also says expecting a bit of all three Bitcoin days under 100,000 are numbered. So let's go. 100,000 Bitcoin, just send it. And for the next factor, we're going to keep an eye out on this week. While the stocks entered a period of cold feet, the crypto sentiment has gone the opposite way. That's right. The crypto greed and fear index, the counterpart of the stock sentiment gauge, currently sits just below the extreme greed zone at 73. And reminder, just a few days ago, April 18th, that was 4 days ago, the index measured a 57, indicating greed has been practically flushed from the radar. That's right. Quoting Ted's Mac Crypto here, Ted's Talk Crypto, the market has gifted us with a beautiful reset and under positioning for Bitcoin. The open interest weighted funding turned negative for the first time since October 2023. That was before Bitcoin ran from 27 to 46,000 without any meaningful dip. So there you have it, family. Let me know if you guys are currently bullish or bearish on the king. And this just in, BlackRock. Yeah, the world's largest asset manager. They now hold 273,596 biddies, worth $18 billion for its spot Bitcoin ETF. So that means BlackRock's ETF holds 59,350 more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy. And what's mind-boggling, it took MicroStrategy 4 years, right? They were the first publicly traded company to put the biddies on the balance sheet back in 2020. So it took them 4 years to accumulate 200,000 plus biddies. BlackRock just achieved that and blew right past it in 90, 100 days, however long it's been since the launch on January 11th. And that's pretty wild. I think there'll be a flippening soon as well against GBTC, which currently holds roughly 300,000 Bitcoin at the rate that BlackRock is currently accumulating. So it means BlackRock will soon be the largest hodler of Bitcoin on paper. That's pretty wild, considering they've done it so fast and they're not slowing down anytime soon. But there you go. Welcome, everyone joining the stream. Drop some comments. Let me know where you're tuned in from. This is a live broadcast, so let me know, family. I appreciate it. Actually, IBIT holds 17 billion in Bitcoin, says Greg. Coinbase holds all BlackRock's. Yeah, that is true. Coinbase is the official custodian of BlackRock, so they're theoretically, Coinbase holds it. And BlackRock don't hold any of their own coins. They have to use a custodian. Not your keys, not your coins. How does that make you feel, Mr. Larry Fink? You own nothing. You think you have the Bitcoin. Coinbase has your Bitcoin. It's true, though. FBTC holds almost 10 billion. Good morning, Melbourne, Australia. Shout out to my Aussies. What it do, Nick? Sailor got his Bitcoin for better prices than BlackRock, though. You're damn right. He's the Giga Chad. He front ran them by 4 years. That's what's up. James Nelson reppin'. Hudson Ha Cobra. Samurai. Slap you sober. Welcome to the stream, broski. BlackRock wants all our biddies. They sure do. What up, Donna? Birmingham, UK in the building. Tacoma, Washington. Port Harcourt, Nigeria in the building. Good to see you guys. Why do they use Coinbase? Do they have to? They just struck a deal with them, I take it. Well, they're like the top custodian in the world because they hold all GBTC biddies. They hold all BlackRock's biddies. They hold everyone's biddies except Fidelity. Fidelity self-custodies their own biddies. So I guess Fidelity is the only company smart enough to do that, is what it is. So Fidelity is, yeah, exactly. They're the only one that self-custodies, Greg. Crazy, right? I just left the dispensary in Clearwater. I spent the bag. Shout out to the dispensary in Clearwater. St. Louis, where you at? Portsmouth, UK. What up from the Boston, Massachusetts? Heard about gummy? Are we talking about like gummies with THC? Or what kind of gummies are we talking about? Yalta, Russia in the building. Shout out Russia and Colorado. Always, fam. That's what's up. BlackRock wants everything. They sure do. Think Bitcoin can push above 67? I sure do. We may hit it during today's stream, family. Stay tuned. Happy Monday, family. Crypto Today. Leonard Ray. What it do? Kansas City. Let's go, Chiefs. Canada in the place. The place to be, CJ. I moved 1,000 from Coinbase to the Trezor and was charged $60 this morning. That's a damn shame. Did they not implement Lightning? Shouldn't the transactions be virtually free? Why do the institutions have to use third-party custodians? Why not self-custody? Well, Fidelity is the only one doing the self-custody. You got to ask them. All the Bitcoin Coinbase does not seem like it's a good idea. Exactly. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it makes it very easily confiscatable by the U.S. government. Gummy will flip whiff. Oh, is this a new meme coin? Hi from Palatinate in Germany, 10 kilometers from the origin of the Trump family. Shout out, Steven. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, Donna. Welcome, Fidelity Funds Robinhood. That's a question. I have no clue. Big love, CNA fam. Shout out, Tough T. Sunny North Cal in the building. Germany is here to hodl. Let's hodl then, hodl gang. Where you at? Shout out to all the members of the channel. Respect.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
There's a crypto asset called Bitcoin, right?
Dork, you dork, we can't afford that. Nope. Wait for the pump to come, we should have bought that. Yeah. Crypto to zero, they really thought that. Again.
My Bitcoin got frozen today. Whoa. Where are you keeping your Bitcoin? What exchange froze it? Bitcoin transaction fees are because of the new inscribed coin over the Bitcoin blockchain. That's what I hear. Lithuania in the building. 100,000 in Puerto Rico. May 19th. Let's go. Megadon. Be water. Formless, my friend. 14 million. That means 1/100th of a coin will be worth 140,000. Boom, shakalaka. Ape like King Kong. Always. Love American pronunciations of the UK place names. Thank you. Pump it up. Bitcoin is the only asset. BlackRock funds Robinhood. Oh, well, apparently BlackRock funds the world. It makes the world go round. I'd say it makes the world spin, but who says the world is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour? I was trying to transfer to the Cold wallet. Oh, word up. Yeah, smart. Love thy name. We appreciate y'all. But anyways, fam, let's dive into our next story of the day. Let's dive a little deeper on this Bitcoin halving. Headline reads, Bitcoin halving shows new users that code is ultimately the law in crypto. That's right. As the Bitcoin halving marked yet another major milestone for the crypto space, leaders of this community shared different perspectives on how the event would affect different areas of cryptocurrency. As you can see, April 20th, the Bitcoin network successfully went through the fourth halving here, Eastern time. It was roughly 8:30-ish p.m. because we actually recorded a live stream and ushered in the new epoch. But nonetheless, for some countries, it was on April 20th. After the 840,000 block was mined, the occasion reduced mining rewards from 6.25 biddies per block to 3.125, worth about $200,000 at this time. And at the Token 2049 event in Dubai, they spoke of members to get their thoughts on the Bitcoin halving and its potential impact in the crypto space. Avalanche founder shared shared two different perspectives regarding the halving from a technological standpoint and argued that the halving was not great. Here's what he said. As a technologist at my core, I see the Bitcoin halving as not a great thing. Why? Because it is a discrete event. All of a sudden, the rewards going to the miners go down by half, and suddenly the security budget of the Bitcoin system goes down by half. The executive believes that the halving leads to hundreds of millions being paid to miners going down. The Avalanche founder believes that the Bitcoin creator was still alive and the Bitcoin halving might change. Oh, I see. Believes that the Bitcoin was still. Oh, interesting. So quoting him here, I think if Satoshi were alive today, he would change the way the halving is happening. So he's ultimately saying he thinks Satoshi is dead. Not from a discrete function, from a sudden point of function to a more continuous function so that the rewards go down more gradually. Now, while the executive thinks the halving could improve from a tech perspective, they also recognize the event has had a good effect on crypto, which is fact. This creates a lot of speculation, a lot of buying in the space, a lot of people taking a position in Bitcoin, which in general has been a great for the rest of the space as well. Quick shout out to Ashley. She just gifted 5 memberships of the channel to the following: Juan Esperino, Future Millionaire, Alex, Blake, and David Nelson. You've all been hooked up with the MicroStrategy membership on the channel on behalf of Ashley and her kind heart. So thank you, Ashley, so much for helping support the show by gifting these memberships. We salute you, family. Much love, respect. But back to our story. So yeah, they explained that it is also great for renewed interest in crypto and predicted the space is on its way to growing tenfold, 10x, send it. I see the crypto space growing by at least another factor of 10, if not more so. Bitcoin has a lot of growth ahead of it, in my view. Personally, I can see Bitcoin doing another 100x. What do you say to that? Now, while they highlighted the potential long-term growth of the crypto space, we also had the Tether CEO who shared the halving might not immediately affect the price. Quoting him here, I think the halving is something that is iconic, is something that is there, but not necessarily will affect immediately the Bitcoin price. I don't expect it. Maybe it will happen, maybe it will not, but I think that the halving was priced already. What was not necessarily priced was the enormous interest in the Bitcoin ETF. He also explained the biggest hedge fund didn't tap into the Bitcoin ETF yet. When pension funds and other hedge funds start investing, we'll see the big moves. Now let's discuss the code is law in crypto. That's right. With the ETES bringing in the new players to the space, the halving shows how code works as the law in crypto, according to Justin Hyon, Director of Investment at the Open Network Foundation. He believes that those experiencing the Bitcoin halving for the first time will see how the crypto space works. Quoting him here, it'll be further validation of the way that the code is ultimately the law in crypto, as in this thing that was pre-designed from the get-go takes place without anybody having to push a button. The executive hopes that when the larger community outside crypto sees it, they will become more curious about different networks and how they interact with the code and users. So there you have it, my crypto fam. And once again, shout out to Ashley. We appreciate all the gifted memberships, family. Let's freaking go. J-Dub the Laker, 21 mil. How you been, fam? JB, don't feed the narrative, bro. Thanks. That's BS. Bitcoin is not meant, no, I'm not feeding no narrative. I'm just sharing some insights from those, you know what I mean? That doesn't necessarily mean I agree with that whatsoever. I think the way Bitcoin was created is perfect. I love the halving. I believe it's the halving which drives the parabolic growth. So I think it's a good thing at the end of the day. But everyone's entitled to their own perspectives, right? So the code is set. Facts there, Orlando Kelly. How can the halving be priced in when electricity costs $77,000? Touche. I do not believe that the halving is priced in whatsoever. I think we're going to see the effect of the halving over the next 18 months. Then tell me it's priced in when we're sitting at 200,000-300,000 per biddy. Just saying. Sai, Bitcoin will fail. How can you say that so confidently, Sai? Let me know. The Bitcoin halving has always led to epic runs, 8 to 12 weeks. Post-halving on average leads to about 48x gains in 518 days. Do your own TA. There you go, Greg. Fireplace leaking, 8K. Tree removal, 6K. Bitcoin save me. Oh, no. I know you're good, JV. I know, J-Dub. Cheers. Respect. Thank you guys for tuning in this fabulous Monday. Let's freaking go.
You can call me 3AC cause I'm blowing it up. Short squeeze, more please, yeah, it's going to pump. They drop foot, but it's still not slowing it up.
Think about it. How can things be priced in at all? It's not stock. Good point. Disco, says Adam. We want to go to the disco? Let's freaking go. Shout out Devon. Rocket ships to the moon. You already know. Family, pump the likes, pump the stream. We got roughly 450 people here on the tube. We're also streaming live on Rumble right now. We're halfway through the content, so keep the comments flowing. I appreciate it. Bitcoin's still up 2,000 on the day. You got to love it. Anyways, fam, let's not waste any time. Let's get into the latest from Mt. Gox. The headline reads, Mt. Gox trustee updates Bitcoin and fiat repayment timetable. That's right. Users of the hacked crypto exchange Mt. Gox received another optimistic signal regarding compensation for hack funds, with Mt. Gox trustee updating some crucial repayment data. Multiple Mt. Gox creditors reported that their Mt. Gox claims accounts were updated with info about Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and fiat repayment, with many suggesting the crypto repayments are a-coming. Now, some of the first such reports surfaced on the Mt. Gox insolvency subreddit mid-April, with users reporting the addition of amounts to be paid to the repayment data table on their accounts. Now, I'm curious, chat, any of you awaiting a repayment plan from Mt. Gox? How many of you were impacted or affected by that? Let me know. According to the screenshot shared here by one creditor, the Mt. Gox claims accounts now show a table of repayment status and other entries, such as the amount of completed repayment and the amount of incomplete repayment. Now, to me, it's mind-boggling that the investors have not received their funds yet. I mean, how many years has this been, for Christ's sake? So according to multiple posts on the Mt. Gox Insolvency Hub on Reddit, some creditors have already received fiat currency in their bank accounts. Quoting them here, money received as USD into an HSBC currency account and looks like zero fees. One Mt. Gox creditor wrote April 22nd, adding that the repayment came more than a month after the first table update appeared on the claims account. Now, table had been updated March 15th first, then April 8th second, then April 18th when Bitcoin lines arrived. The latest additions of Bitcoin on the accounts in the Mt. Gox rehabilitation claim system is a major move for Mt. Gox creditors, signaling disbursement of crypto or fiat will happen. One Mt. Gox creditor shared. In comparison, last December, Japanese claimants received notes on their page, and within 2 weeks, they saw fiat in their accounts via PayPal and private banks, the creditor said, adding, let's hope the crypto remittance echoes that of its fiat predecessor. Now founded in 2010, the now defunct Mt. Gox was one of the biggest Bitcoin exchanges in the world, estimated to account for 70% of all Bitcoin transactions. Before its implosion, the platform lost 850,000 Bitcoin to a security breach back in 2014. Good Lord. Mt. Gox is expected to repay its creditors 142,000 Bitcoin and 143,000 in a forked crypto Bitcoin Cash trash, in addition to 69 billion Japanese yen, valued at just over $500 million by October 2024. And the latest table updates followed the completion of identity verification of Mt. Gox creditors and their crypto exchange accounts that would be used to repay Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash January 2024. Some available platforms include Bitstamp, Kraken, Bitbank, BitGo, and SBI VC Trade. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know if any of you guys were affected by that in any way. Hacked in 2014, Bitcoin was worth about $350. Anyone that gets Bitcoin from that event, they're up 200x. New Jersey, the rob me state. Oh boy. Good afternoon, JV. Shout out Kerry Watts. More Bitcoin dumping on the exchanges. Oh Lord. Supply shock. Any opinion on the Bitcoin trading cards? Are there real legit trading cards like Pokemon cards? Super rares? I haven't seen them. Let me know. I want to know what Bitcoiners think about Bill Maher's toilet paper. Try it, buy it, or nope. I don't understand the joke there. Jed McCaleb was the lead developer and co-founder, left Japan and landed in California, hooked up with Ripple Labs. XRP coincidence? Do your own math. That's one of the most interesting fellas, actually, Jed McCaleb in crypto. I would agree with that. Very secretly, behind closed doors, plays a big role in a lot of things, big money. China has sent out the cost of transactions, so it's coming for the China ETF. Sounds very familiar with the US ETF was approved. Ain't nothing priced in. Facts. Yeah, let's not forget Hong Kong ETFs, end of the month, family. 70,000 by Friday. Who's with me? I'm with you, big dog. Is it still a security breach if it is the founder of Mt. Gox? Very interesting. Bears have it, says Jack. We're pumping today. You're damn right. This is exactly why I don't keep your crypto on the exchanges. Preach. Electrical power cost for 1 Bitcoin based on solar is currently $8,500. I assume additional $8,000 for depreciation of hardware. So $17,000 total cost. Thanks for that perspective. Jamie Dimon's toilet paper, but that is probably the one selling it. Probably. If someone is so confident Bitcoin is going to zero, short it. Put some gold in your words. Tell him exactly what Peter Schiff should do. He should bet all of his foreign gold stocks that Bitcoin is going to zero. But why won't he do that? He knows Bitcoin's not going to zero. He wishes Bitcoin will go to zero. But there's a big difference between wishful thinking and reality. You know what I mean? From what I know, they're based off scarcity, like the biddies. Miner is finer. Root. Whales get that krill, says Jack. Bitcoin to the moon. Supply shock starts when? As soon as we run out of the biddies on the exchange, there's approximately 1.8 million. Some analysts say it could happen in 6 months. Some analysts say it could happen in a year. Some speculate it could happen within the next couple of months because there are so many factors we got to calculate that into. You know what I mean? We've already witnessed the demand shock earlier this year as a result of the ETF inflows. Now, depending upon how fast these ETF inflows continue, will determine how fast we have the shock. Also, now that we have the obviously, we just had the halving occur. Just makes it that much more scarce as well. Dumb question. Where do you guys keep getting your altcoins, ETH, etc.? Ask GBitty. Well, top exchanges are Coinbase in the States and globally Binance. So I would assume the majority of the people get their alts off those two exchanges, but there's many to choose from. I read on X today that gas stations accept Bitcoin to buy gas. One more step towards mass adoption. Let's go. Many of the gas stations here in Puerto Rico have Bitcoin ATMs. I'm seeing them pop up more and more frequently. How about you guys? Once Grayscale stops dumping their biddies, yeah, right? They still got like 300,000 to go. What up? Soon to be riches. What up, Dusty? Peter doesn't hold gold, but bet he secretly holds Bitcoin. How you selling gold, but only hold ETFs, says Orlando Kelly. Nowhere to store them. Nowhere to store what? What are you referring to there, big dog? GBitty. I read on X, gas stations in Florida are the exception for the Bitcoin. One more step, man. Yeah, man. CZ eats shellfish. So he ain't selfish. Starting to worry about checking my ledger. Oh, boy. You may need to check your ledger there, Paul. It seems like Grayscale has been dumping a lot of Bitcoin. No, they have. GBTC has been mass dumping, offloading their Bitcoin. And guess who's sucking it all up? BlackRock. BlackRock. It's all going out of the hands of GBTC and in the hands of iBit. That's just what it's doing. You know what I mean? So when Grayscale runs out, we go to the moon. More than likely off the wall. What's good, FUD expert? Welcome everyone joining us. Let's freaking go. 50,000 Bitcoin seized from Silk Road. What about it? What will the government do with it? That's a great question. Peter sold his gold and bought Bitcoin. If he did, then he is a smart man. Love and light to all. J4, Josh, welcome. Everyone just joining us, welcome. Pump the likes, pump the stream. Here's the latest from RFK Jr. Headline, very interesting. RFK Jr. wants to put the entire U.S. budget on a blockchain? For real? I don't think they would ever approve that, but nonetheless, check it. U.S. presidential candidate RFK Jr. wants to put the entire U.S. budget on the blockchain. During a Michigan rally that was yesterday, the 21st, he proposed the idea and said the move would allow every American to look at every budget item anytime they want, 24 hours a day. Quoting him here, we're going to have 300 million eyeballs on our budget, and if somebody is spending $16,000 for a toilet seat, what is that, a gold toilet seat? Everybody's going to know about it. Good point there. And Kennedy's plan would allow for more transparency and accountability, allowing taxpayers to see where their tax dollars are spent. The blockchain proposal was lauded by many crypto advocates on social media, where people claimed it would be revolutionary and end corruption. One user wrote that transparent public accounting might be the best use case for blockchain tech besides the supply chain. Quoting him here, checks and balances in our government doesn't work if the branches are in the corruption together. Good point. It is time the people hold them accountable. Now, some, however, criticize the plan, claiming Kennedy is advocating for a central bank digital currency via his blockchain plan. However, in the past, Kennedy has vowed to end U.S. efforts to move towards a CBDC, claiming it infringes on privacy. Kennedy is running as an independent candidate in the upcoming U.S. presidential election after ending his bid to be the Democratic Party nominee back in October last year. He is a strong advocate for Bitcoin and blockchain blockchain and has been among the few presidential candidates who have endorsed Bitcoin and decentralized technology. He's also the first presidential candidate to accept Bitcoin for campaign donations. He also revealed his plans to back the US dollar with Bitcoin if elected president. That's a very interesting concept in of itself. What do you think about that? In recent years, more politicians have advocated against centralized government systems, particularly financial ones, as the centralized financial alternatives have grown in popularity. December 2023, Bitcoin-friendly candidate Javier Milei won the Argentine presidential election on the back of the campaign, promising to slash the size of the government. But here's the other thing we must consider. Some of these candidates are smart, and they're just trying to get your vote, and they will tell you anything you want to hear to deceive you so that you vote for them. So you got to keep that in mind. I think Milei is a great example of that. He seemed to be very pro-Bitcoin and anti-central bank, but look at his actions in comparison to what his words were, because clearly he's not embracing Bitcoin, and he's only making things more difficult for the Argentine people to acquire the King crypto. So let me know your thoughts. Do you trust Kennedy, or do you think there is some shenanigans going on with CBDCs or central control within the government with wanting to put everything on the blockchain? Holla, let me know, and I'll read your comments out loud, family. Smash the like to pump the biddies. Tell them. Grayscale says they're taking 10% of the GBTC and converting it to shareholders via mini Bitcoin, then giving them to the shareholders. That's a 0.15 fee to buy new. Much better than the 1.5 fee, family, because that's a little crazy. Y'all see that? Yes. Welcome, Grant. The plan was to swap 50% of Grayscale towards BlackRock, and now they'll enable the very low fees to avoid a tax account. Imagine Bitcoin backing US dollar. One day milks $2, the next day it's $200, and then it's $40 the next month. What up, JB and fam? Shout out Coos Dog. Shout out Mr. Bone Daddy. What it do? Good to see y'all in the building. Let's go. Is it a good time to start the DCA into Bitcoin, or should I wait a bit more? I desire to have 0 to 5 to 1 Bitcoin this year. Thanks for your answers. FUD Expert, I think it's a fantastic time to DCA. We have more upside than downside, in my opinion, for this cycle. I think the upside is just getting started. Let me know your thoughts, family. Bitcoin will rise without RFK. Trump 2024. Well, here's the deal. Bitcoin will rise regardless if we got Biden, Trump, or RFK. That's just a fact. All Grayscale had to do was say any new income from Bitcoin starting on the date of the ETF would be charged 0.29% of the old money would be charged 1.5%, and then nobody would have left. Fact. So do you think this was all by design? They also had to pay a lot of creditors and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, for example, FTX, they owed $1 billion. That's why you know it is sketchy. They could have kept all their customers, but didn't. Who would do that? I know. It's also interesting. Barry Silbert resigned last year as well. We still got Michael Sonnenschein as the CEO. 100K this year. Send it, Jay Ford. I'm all for it. I can see it. Easy peasy. Let's get it. It's always a good time to DCA. Facts. Preach.
Can't wait till the Fed start showing its love. The full flag on the chart got me blowing a nut.
Woo! Shout out Lil Bubble on the track. This is just the beginning. Hit 500,000 this year. Now we're talking. Send it. Bitcoin doesn't need no government. That's right. Bitcoin separates money from the government. It separates money from state. That's the genius of Bitcoin. And we all know finite limited supply, perfect money, pristine collateral, true scarcity, and uneffwittable. A loaf of bread will be 10,000, says Monis Mary. GBTC was sketchy, will be 10,000. Yeah. I did start before. I am getting 20,000. I'll get as much as I can. Right on. Keep stacking them stats. Barry didn't resign. It's called managed out. Well, one way or the other, he left, right? He got managed out. Hopefully, Mr. Gary Gensler gets managed out sometime soon with the SEC. What up, Ted? Welcome, family. Welcome those just joining us. With only one rate cut this year, the Bitcoin music will play next year. Exactly. I can't see the government wanting their expenditures on the blockchain. I cannot see that either. Obviously, it would make money laundering that much more difficult. And speaking of money laundering, this one song comes to mind.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering tax avoidance.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out Jamie Demon. JV drinking that high noon. Off the topic, but AR has been pumping hard. It's all-time high since the Bitcoin halving. Oh, what's AR stand for? Is that Arweave? Gensler appointed by Congress. There you go, Greg. Who's Mr. 100? Max thinks it is Abu Dhabi. We'll soon find out. They're still stacking them stats. Working out. Currently stopped the Rogan Trucker podcast to join JV. Respect. Goldsberry 89. Appreciate your support. When is the Hong Kong ETF supposed to go live? End of the month. Less than 2 weeks. Actually like a week. It's already the 22nd, for Christ's sake. Welcome, Leonard. Let's go.
Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, criminals.
The largest corporate fine at the time.
The largest corporate fine at the time.
I know Spindrift should sponsor JV. You need to reach out to them, Devon. Get the deal made and you get 25%. How about that? I was listening while driving. I am home now. Finally made it into the chat. Good to see you, Jennifer. Appreciate you. Yes, We've confirmed K-Jam. Right on. Thank you, guys. Shout out to the mods. I see Bitcoin turn to the frequency of 200,000 under the year. I can see that, Orlando Kelly. Let's make it happen, shall we? Let's freaking go. But anyways, next story of the day. Let's discuss a 16 trillion market cap as per the Mooch. Anthony Scaramucci, that's right, the seasoned hedge fund manager Scaramucci thinks the Bitcoin's market cap will eventually eclipse the 16 trillion valuation of gold. In a new interview with CNBC, he says Bitcoin is a superior asset that has never been witnessed in the last 5,000 years of human history. Tell him, Mooch. According to the Mooch, Bitcoin still has ways to go up before catching to gold's 16 trillion market cap, but thinks the distance would decrease over time as the regulators give their stamps of approval to BTC. Quoting him here, I think what got me past being a skeptic is the notion that this is immutable. That means it can't be changed, family. It is decentralized in a way that makes it very powerful. The network itself is scaling. And if you think about the way we treat money in our society over the last 5,000 years, Bitcoin checks all the boxes. The only box it doesn't check is central bank manipulation, which I think makes it way more powerful. And so at 1.4 trillion market cap, could this trade to half the market cap of gold, where gold is 16 trillion today? We believe it can. We actually think it is going to go through the market capitalization of gold. But if you're making the point that the American owners in the ETFs are not going to be enough to get it there, I disagree. Because over time, the acceptance regulatorily is going to allow people to put it in their portfolio. A 1% position in these global portfolios takes it there. So he's ultimately saying just 1% allocation into these asset managers will get Bitcoin to a 16 trillion market cap, surpassing that market cap of gold. Now, currently, we're at like 1.2 to 1.3 trillion Bitcoin market cap. So he's ultimately predicting a 15x from here. Let me know your thoughts on that. And I think that is very modest to consider 1%. Because what if we were to do 5%? Like Kathy Wood would suggest, then Bitcoin's going into the multi-million-dollar range. Or what if 10%, 20%? What if we pull the BlackRock's recommendation of 84.9% into Bitcoin? Then game on. Now we're talking $100 million Bitcoin. In fact, actually have some mind-boggling predictions to share with you here shortly. I'm going to be sharing some predictions from Mike Saylor, his most bullish predictions I've ever covered here on the channel, as well as a $14.3 million prediction as well. So it's going to be fun. If you're just joining us, pump the likes to pump the stream. Bitcoin's still up $2,000 on the day. You got to love it. Welcome, Golden Eagle, Mercy Revealed. Sell everything and buy your biddies. You'll thank me later. Hide your kids, hide your wives while you're at it. Buying Bitcoin is like buying land in LA in 1910. That's right. I think I read some countries have made Bitcoin their official currency. That's what's up. I know in El Salvador, clearly, 5,000 years ago, a talent of gold and you got an awesome toga and a pair of sandals. Today, 1 Bitcoin gets you a tailored silk suit, Italian leather shoes, and a nice used Porsche. There you go. Let's freaking go. Welcome, family. Everyone just joining us. Pump the likes, pump the stream. We're about to dive into our feature story of the day. I got some very bullish price predictions that are going to blow your mind, but make some noise. I appreciate it.
Thing, let me do my thing. You know we bout as long as a piece of string. Shorters, closing fast for you do your ass. Come on, lose your cash cause it's moving fast.
It's moving fast. Tell BlackRock, please, pump it up. They don't watch the Flintstones in Dubai, but the people in Abu Dhabi do. In 40 years, every whole coiner, grandma, grandpa will pop stars of their family. Be pop stars. Word up. Legends, right? Welcome, legends, and everyone just joining us. We got very close to tapping 67,000. 67 still in play, family. Bitcoin in the green, entire market pumping. Respect the pump. Let's get it jumping. But now let's dive into our featured story of the day. Discuss a $14.3 million Bitcoin price prediction, followed by some bonus predictions from the Giga Chad Michael Saylor, ranging from $10 million to $100 million per BTC. Let's break this baby down. Let's start right here. Joe Burnett shared Bitcoin will become significantly less volatile once it surpasses the total value of the global real estate, which currently sits at $300 trillion. That will take Bitcoin to an estimated $14.3 million per BTC. Let me know if you agree or disagree. They also say the total addressable market in the entire world is north of $900 trillion. He also recently tweeted, if suddenly nobody in the world could mine more gold and anyone could teleport it over the internet, how much more valuable would gold be? Well, 15 trillion would mean a $714,000 Bitcoin. This is the extreme bear case for Bitcoin. Let me know if you agree with that extreme bear case of 714,000. Now for some bonus predictions. Michael Saylor, when he was interviewed and they had a conversation on Patrick Bet David's podcast, he shared when asked about Bitcoin and where the potential path would lead us. Here's what he wrote. Bitcoin, not wrote, but shared and I transcribed. Bitcoin is on a path to be worth $100 million, which means that the US dollar will have lost 99.9% of its value over 100 years. Warren Buffett knows this. Charlie Munger knows this. And that's quoting the Giga Chad, Mike Saylor. So they know they can't stop it. Now, clearly, Munger has ascended and left this planet since that interview, but Warren Buffett still knows what's up. Now, also quoting Saylor from another interview I transcribed word for word. I shared this. It got 140,000 views. Got a lot of love, so I want to reiterate it here. Bitcoin is about to 425x. Here's why. New Michael Saylor prediction. Quoting him word for word. Because Bitcoin is just pure money. It is just as effective at $100,000 a coin as 10,000 a coin. And at $1 million a coin, it's just as effective. And at 10 million a coin, it's probably more compelling at $10 million a coin than 1 million or $100,000 a coin. It's kind of universally scalable asset that gets less risky. The only thing that is going to change, in my opinion, is when it was super risky and scary, below 10,000, you were getting 100 to 200% a year annualized gains. And when it got a bit more understandable between 10,000 and 100,000, your gains go to 40 or 50% a year. And then at some point, they go to 30% and 20%. And in the extreme, if everybody in the world understood Bitcoin, it would be 20, 30, 40% of the wealth in the world. Very powerful words there. So it would be $200 to $300 trillion in today's dollars. And then the price would be appreciating at the rate of global inflation in the fiat currency. So if the gold inflation remains at 7, it would still remain at 7, and then it would appreciate a little bit more because of the productivity of the people that adopt it as a treasury reserve asset. But wait, there's more. Here's another prediction from the Giga Chad. And when I shared this, I think this is the most viral prediction from Saylor I've received on X. Let's see. Yeah, 423,000 views. This one went absolutely viral. So I'm going to read this one to you. And I think, I think that's it. So yeah, here we go. Why you need to own at least Bitcoin. 2024 prediction. Just note this prediction was made many months ago, so it's not right now, but nonetheless, still very valid. Quoting him here, I think there are only 3 things relevant right now, and here are the 3 things. FYI, this was before the ETFs went live. The halving is coming with 100% certainty. Well, boom. It's now in the past. It has already come. And as far as I can see, most of the selling of the Bitcoin in the market is the Bitcoin miners that have to sell in order to pay their electricity bills and pay their debt expenses and their operating expenses. So that amount of selling pressure is going to be cut in half in a few months. So we know that's coming. In fact, again, it's now behind us. It already happened roughly 2 days ago. And then we know the spot Bitcoin ETF is a coming. And when that comes, we plug into Wall Street and the entire banking system. Well, guess what? That came January 11th officially. And now the institutions hold over 800,000 Bitcoin as predicted. And then finally, the fair value accounting is coming. And when that happens, the objective will go away. And we already got the green light for the fair value accounting, which officially takes place, I believe, later this year. So game changer, game changer, game changer. All 3 things have occurred. And now you're going to introduce this as a conversation into hundreds of boardrooms. It's a coming. They will not move in a week. They move quarterly, but over the course of 12 quarters, you'll start to see company after company looking at this, and you'll start to see a reallocation of assets. At the end of the day, corporations hold only 2 assets. They hold cash and they hold bonds. And so if Bitcoin is available as an asset pari passu to a bond, then you'll see a reallocation from bonds to Bitcoin. And then in the institutional investor side, you'll get all these people holding real estate, holding commodities, holding gold, holding ETF and S&P indexes and the like. And if they start to reallocate, and they will, 1%, 2%, 5%, then you're going to have something that has never happened in the history of the world, which is you've got an ETF on a commodity that is scarce. Let's go. Every other ETF in the world is on an asset that is not scarce. It is inflationary. And he makes a brilliant point there. You can make more buildings. You can make more real estate. You can make more gold. You can make more commodities. You can make $4 billion worth of any of those things. The underlying producers produce more of the asset to deflate or to depreciate the price. With Bitcoin, when 100 billion flows into the Bitcoin spot ETF, there won't be any ability for any producer to produce any more Bitcoin. And so you can't really compare it to the spot and ETF of gold because gold is an inflationary asset, and you can't compare it to the ETFs on real estate or on bonds or on equity. You really have to say this is the first time we have ever plugged Wall Street into an asset that you cannot produce any more of. Exactly. And so nobody knows what will happen except that if you reason from first principles, you know that it has got to actually perform better than all the other asset ETFs because the underlying fundamentals are just better. But let me lay out 3 possible ways to invest into Bitcoin. 1, if you buy Bitcoin, the underlying asset. The second, you can buy the spot ETF. And the third, you can buy MicroStrategy. So we've talked about the headaches of buying Bitcoin, the underlying asset. You have to do it on a crypto exchange and put it in place of a parallel custody, compliance, compensation control systems. That's the challenge of that. The closest thing, the most compelling idea for a plain vanilla Bitcoin investment of an institutional investor is you buy the spot ETF. You're getting 1-to-1 correlation. For 1 million you put in, you're getting 1 million of Bitcoin. What's the positive? It's marginal. It's good collateral. I can buy in a second, no money down, and I don't need to build parallel custody control compensation systems. So all my problems are handled by Wall Street. What's the cost? 50 to 100 basis points a year. Okay, so if I charge you 1% per year over the course of 20 years or over the course of your lifetime, it means that I take 20% of the money you invested at 1%. So there you go. A lifetime of using these Bitcoin ETFs could cost you roughly 20% of your total investment. Whereas if you self-custodied your Bitcoin, you get to keep 100%. And did I mention it's also unconfiscatable if you properly self-custody your BTC? I just had to throw that out there. But anyways, so there is a cost. 50 basis points means I get 10% of your money, approximately. But having said all that, I would pay you 50 to 100 basis points in order to be plugged into Wall Street. Not a problem. It's a lot better than the alternative, which is rebuild all their systems and then finance themselves. So MicroStrategy is not that. MicroStrategy you can think of as a levered long Bitcoin company that pays you a yield. Okay, so I'm not going to call it an ETF because we are not a financial company, but we have 4.4 billion plus a Bitcoin and 2 billion plus of debt. So what we have done is we have levered the balance sheet with debt that costs us about 1.5% interest. So MicroStrategy takes advantage of its position as an operating company to do something that an ETF can't do. An ETF can't issue the junk bonds. An ETF can't issue convertible bonds. An ETF can't do like an ATM like we could do, and an ETF can't buy Bitcoin with cash flows. So we have a lot of flexibility as an operating company, and we don't charge that fee. So we have 4.5 billion of Bitcoin, but we don't charge 45 million a year. So the real idea here is that if I created an investment vehicle that paid you a yield instead of charging you a fee, and what if I was able to borrow money at 1.5% interest? I borrowed $1 billion at 0% interest and bought Bitcoin with it. How many of you would take advantage of that offer? Borrowing $1 billion at 0% interest? Yes, please. But anyways, let me give you a theoretical. If you get a 2% yield instead of paying a 1% fee, it's 60% difference over the lifetime of your asset. So if you have $1 billion invested and you're getting a 2% yield, you're actually picking up 20 million a year instead of paying 10 million a year. So the dynamic of a company is very important. So you can imagine that if I don't charge you a fee and if I have cheap leverage, the benefit accrues to the common stock shareholders, because I went and I borrowed 2.2 billion at 1.5% interest and I bought Bitcoin with it. So what's the logical theoretical yield of Bitcoin? Is it more than 1.5% a year? Well, let's say it was 15% a year. Then we're scraping 14% positive real yield off the debt. And so that would be 14% of $1 billion or more, actually 14% of 2.2 billion. That would mean 300 million a year that accrues to the benefit of the common stock shareholders. You see, this is the benefit of being an operating company. We can every quarter choose what to do. So some quarters we would issue junk bonds, other quarters we would issue convertible bonds, other quarters we would sell the equity, other quarters we just use our own cash. So the answer is there's always going to be a good market and there's always going to be a bad market. There's things you shouldn't do and there's things you should do. So MicroStrategy, to make a long story short, is a bit more complicated than a spot ETF, right? If you want something plain vanilla and simple, then it should basically correlate 1-to-1 with Bitcoin after you pay the fee. Then you buy a spot ETF. But if you wanted to actually try to outperform Bitcoin, like MicroStrategy has outperformed Bitcoin, our performance over the course of the 3 years is higher than Bitcoin's performance. So if you want to outperform Bitcoin or outperform the spot ETF, you would do that by accretive financings. Like, for example, if our stock trades at a 30% premium to the underlying assets and we sell $1 billion of equity, we actually capture 300 million of accretion to our shareholders. So there you have it. That's coming directly from the Giga Chad himself, Michael Saylor. Let me know your thoughts on some of what he just shared, and as well as Bitcoin hitting 14.3 million and overtaking the market cap of real estate at 300 trillion, and eventually even hitting 100 million per coin, as Michael Saylor believes will happen. Holla. There you go. Keep stacking them stats. Bitcoin life insurance coming. Let's go. Shout out Pompliano. KJam, I'm looking that up now. Nice. Taxes like ELAX to the masses. Oh, XLAX. We all know about that XLAX, man. All hail the sailor. His words are as good as gold. I mean, Bitcoin. There you go, Don George. And let me know if you agree with what he shared and how many of you are actually invested in MicroStrategy. MSTR up 13%. And when he actually shared that, his Bitcoin holdings were only like 4 billion. Now they're like 14 billion because Bitcoin was nowhere in the 60,000 range. That was many months ago when Bitcoin is probably 30, 40,000. Just FYI. Good stuff. Go Sailor. That's what's up. How does MicroStrategy generate fiat to pay investors and creditors? It just hodls Bitcoin. Beyond my understanding, all I know is he knows alchemy, apparently. Asking for a master Bitcoin mining tax. Corporate finance textbooks we need to be written because the Sailor. Greetings. Welcome, Yellow Cup. Greg says, truth, Michael Saylor has gone bankrupt at least 2 times on MicroStrategy, bought 2.2 leverage. MicroStrategy himself owns over 17,000 Bitcoin. He is all freaking in. 100% all in. Saylor's got a personal stash, the MicroStrategy stash. Saylor's too smart for me. I'll just hodl Bitcoin. There you go, John. Cheers to that. Nothing wrong with hodling your biddies. Hodl. No guts, no glory. My life based on a real story. MicroStrategy is a guilty pleasure. I wish I was a trader. You can make so much more, but it is a winner anyway. Word up. The damn bot is deleting my post. New story on TradingView. Biden calling for massive Bitcoin mining tax. I saw that. They want to do a wealth tax of 1% if you hold over $500,000 worth of crypto. My response to JB, you know what I mean? Just think about how many new millionaires there would be in the near future if they wouldn't have lost all their Bitcoin in a boating accident. Exactly. It's gone. Tax that. I like those apples. That's Warren's. My understanding is Biden is calling for much more. Yeah, I think that was Warren, the 500,000 wealth tax. F them and them taxes. After seeing them waving all the Ukraine flags in Congress, like 80% of the room, for that $60 billion bill, I don't think that's going to encourage anyone to pay taxes. I'm just saying, speaking out loud here. F Pocahontas, amen to that. BS, word up. JV, the 1% tax is a fake later, supposedly. A fake letter? A fake letter? They're all going to lose anyway. Good, yeah, exactly. You can't tax what has been lost in a boating accident. Tax that. I don't have any Bitcoin. If you can find it, I'll pay taxes on it. That's fair. Remember halving day? We were celebrating. And not a dime for the border. Oh, of course. Who needs funds to protect our border when we can just send $90 billion to foreign affairs? You have so much nerve that you're texting the amount of money that we have to begin with when you think we drop another tax on top of that. Tax these balls of steel. Yeah, I feel you. JV, go boom. Meme coins are going to explode this bull run. The key is not to get rugged on Solana. Check out word, word, word. And just FYI, I think what we're going to do today, because I have to do something later. I'm meeting up with a friend that's actually visiting on a cruise ship, and he may be watching the stream right now, but I know he's going to be visiting. Oh, he's already here, but I'm going to be linking up with him this evening. So we're going to not do a exclusive Rumble stream, but we're streaming right now on Rumble and the Tube, and I'm just going to hang out here a little extra longer, and then we'll wrap up and call it a day. And then tomorrow we'll be back with the uncensored version of the pod on Rumble as we usually do. You know what I mean? 7 days a week. So Rumble fam, respect. Appreciate you tuned in. No exclusive stream for you guys today, but of course you guys are tuned in right now. I appreciate you all. Bidenomics, that's right. What is Bitcoin? My response to the taxers, word. What does Michael Saylor call people who use fiat currency? That's a great question, family. Let Michael address that himself.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency
as a store of value. What do we call them, folks? Mickfoot Nader? What do we call them, Data Biter? What do we call them, Mr. Bone Daddy? Let me know.
As a store of value.
We call them Democrats. We call them Democrats.
We call them poor. We call them poor.
We call them bears. We call them bears.
People that use fiat.
This jam is awesome. It's going up forever, Laura.
Currency. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor.
Meanwhile, Gary Gensler escaped the insane asylum.
Too many frauds and scams.
These clowns trying to take us down. What a guy. Wow, what a guy. Wow, what a guy.
Yes, you got that right, guys. All your answers are correct today. When can we see Bitcoin 3 weeks from today? I'm going to speculate 3 weeks. That would take us into May. So mid-May, I can see Bitcoin at 83 G's, baby. Why? Because first and foremost, 8 and 3 equals 11, and I love the number 11. And we haven't tapped 83 yet. The current high is 73.8. So While some would say, well, according to the TA on the charts, the 4 hour and the 15 minutes and the daily and the weekly, but I'm just going to say my favorite number is 11, and then 8 plus 3 is an 11, so I'm going to call 83,000. How do you like those apples?
We call them the core.
There we go. There we go. Now we're talking, Greg. Sideways Bitcoin for the next month or so. Yeah, why everyone's calling for a massive dump. And I don't tend to go with the consensus. I tend to always go opposite.
Aim for. We call them the core.
12 weeks, 90,000, baby. Play 10 Bitcoin commandments. I got you. I'll play a little of it because it's over most people's heads. You know, it's the AI version of Biggie, of course. But I'll play a little something.
Came into this game and it made me an animal. Levels to the shit, so I wrote me a manual.
A step-by-step booklet for you to get.
Well. You know what time it is.
A step-by-step booklet for you to keep all the sets in the family, not leaking annually.
There you go. Meanwhile,
60 G's, baby!
It's red panty night when you sign to find me, yeah? Back at home with your wife.
you know what I mean? Contrarian, don't follow the lemmings. There you go. PFF April will be volatile, but at some point in the next month, we're going to shoot past 70 G's, 80 G's, 100 G's. Let's go. Once Shorty gets liquidated at 75, blue sky. Price prediction dartboard is accurate as anybody. Exactly. Sometimes you just got to flip a coin, throw a dart, whatever it takes, yo.
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration when you buy biddies. You know what I mean? Bears are yummy. Pretty much. Especially what's about to happen in Hong Kong. What happens in Hong Kong stays in Hong Kong. Hell yeah, love the show. Thank you, Moonwalker. Respect. Smash the likes. We appreciate it. All the support. Thank you so much. What else can I play for you guys?
And let me just say,
Guess who's back?
Gensler's back. Back again.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
Whoa, by that freaking dip.
Pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to.
Yes, we're still having a 100K party. What kind of question is that? Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be celebrating 100K Fiesta 110%. Looking forward to seeing you guys here. Do the opposite of the FUD. Same here, JV. Respect. Great minds think alike, eh? Hell yeah. Still having 100% bear fat is the best. Hong Kong ETS, Bitcoin out, right? Yeah, so they'll have Bitcoin in. I don't know about Bitcoin out. I think I heard Bitcoin in. Hurricane, meaning they want your biddies. Hurricane party in Puerto Rico. There is nobody that knows where Bitcoin goes after it breaks and holds above the all-time highs. Blue sky price discovery mode. Exactly. Price discovery mode. Let's go. Hong Kong ETF have very low volume, I hear. That's what Balchunas is anticipating. Yeah, we cover that here in the show. We'll see, though. Time will tell. What goes in must come out. Just ask my ex. Let me ride that rocket. Exactly. Who wouldn't want to ride that rocket? That Bitcoin rocket, that is.
Hey, pay attention on how I break this Bitcoin slang down.
Pay attention, folks.
$13 billion, that's billion. For selling that securitized mortgage loans, ruining people's lives, taking that hold.
Bitcoin and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill.
The red pill. Anonymous source, trust me, bro. Just trust me, yo. Yeah, man. Sunny, 420, Tampa Bay. Shout out Tampa. And happy 420. You got to love that. Sunny 420. Buccaneers, where you at? Hillsborough County, stand up. And shout out to Pinellas. I love money, but I love Bitcoin more. Of course you do. An hour ago. Oh, that's true. 420 was an hour ago. Yeah, trust me, bro. I am Hong Kong government. Oh, anonymous. We got the Hong Kong government in the building. Let's go. Hong Kong government. If 250 billionaires would buy in Hong Kong, we would not complain. Exactly. Bitcoin will bring humanity back to the moon. All right. We are on the tube, so I got to be careful what I say. But no, that's not happening. Nobody's going to the moon anytime soon. Sorry to burst your bubble. JV, did you say Hong Kong ETFs are open to buy but not sell? No, I was just saying from my understanding, whereas in the States, to purchase the ETF, you got to use cash. In Hong Kong, you should be able to use Bitcoin to purchase your Bitcoin ETF. So if you're sitting on Bitcoin and you want it to invest into the ETF, you just send them your Bitcoin, meaning you don't have to convert your current Bitcoin for cash to get the product, which would be the major difference from my understanding. We'll see how accurate that is when it goes live. Like, smash. Thank you, Phil C. Nipcoin to the moon. I'm living the dream. San Luis Obispo. My old stomping grounds in Cali there, family. Enjoy. Picture a dark room behind locked doors. Curtains drawn. Peter Schiff is buying the biddies. Buying up the biddies. You gotta love it. Hey, Peter Schiff's gonna do what Peter Schiff does. Obviously, he sells gold, but he doesn't necessarily hold any. He holds foreign gold stocks. That'd be like me preaching Bitcoin and I guess selling ETFs, or me preaching self-custodied Bitcoin, but me only owning the ETF. Kind of similar. Would you agree? How much will the prediction be next week? 50 million? If we get an analyst that can predict 50 million, we cover it. Today we covered a 14 million prediction, a 10 million prediction, and a 100 million prediction. So yeah, why not? Why not is the question. JV is a Cali local. Exactly. I'm a Cali local. Chuck Littadell, territory. Peter Schiff in the narrative. Sometimes you got to shiffinate it. You got to keep them shiffinated. Dun, dun. Pay no mind. Peter Schiff wishes he bought Bitcoin all the time. I don't know. Anyways, I'm still trying to digest that Ryan Garcia epic victory. He bet 2 million on himself, so he won 12 million. It was like 10 to 1 odds or something like that. So way to go, Ryan. Satoshi Nakamoto, Elon Musk, something in Spanish. Yeah. Bezos on yacht with Sailor after cashing shares. I know. I wouldn't be surprised if Bezos is holding biddies right now. What are your thoughts on that? Peter Schiff feels like he is a controlled opposition or something, making Biddy look bad. I know. The dude is relentless, like a relentless troll. So I guess that gives us permission to relentlessly troll him, just like we do Jamie Dimon.
Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, criminals.
Drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Figured he was getting liberal vibes from him. Word. Still trying to think of why Satoshi grabbed 1 million coins if he didn't expect to come back. Satoshi would perhaps be Elon, and the currencies used by Martian residents would be biddies. 32 Bitcoin, final post having dip in play. From there, a la candle, 125, 230 Gs. Oh boy, got the hiccups. Word up, Muhammad. Devon, we have hundreds of wineries here. Oh, wineries. Nice. In Cali, right? Cali made my funds bleed, so I sold my house and bought one in Colorado. One thing that changed was the size of my acres. Moved out to the Cali fam. You got to do what you got to do, yo. You know what I mean? Do what it do. Y'all heard of the farm finance? I haven't. But I did hear about this track.
Drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
Colorado, best in slots. Word. get that checked by a doctor, JV. Are you talking about my hiccups? Tax avoidance really shouldn't be a crime.
You say you didn't know. Okay, bro. You were the CEO. Come on. Look in the mirror.
Just saying. Just saying. I think my hiccups went away. You know what it is? I'm not used to drinking bubbly drinks, and this carbonated water gives me the hiccups. And if I drink, let's say, a kombucha, I commonly get the hiccups as well. But when I drink water, I don't typically get the hiccups. So I need to just drink more water, I guess. Bye-bye, yellow cup candles. Peace. Yes, Bezos juggles all sorts of biddies. JV is a disc spinner at heart. A disc spinner, eh? And a lot, most of my vegetables local. Yes, your hiccups, they can be a sign of heart problems. I wonder where Roar Kitty at right now. Roar Kitty. What's the Roar Kitty? I'm not familiar with that Roar Kitty. But if you say kitty, if I say the word for kitty, the regular word, Nipsey will go crazy. He likes to chase those kitties, if you know what I mean. That champagne hit the sweet spot the other night. You were having fun. Thank you, Data. It was fun. I'm glad we popped a bottle of champagne live on stream, and JV got a little tipsy. It was fun. Definitely fun. Lemon slices and water only, JV. The best. Cheers. Cheers to that. Yeah, man. Hiccups, the last for days, weeks, or even years, maybe something underlying. I've never had hiccups last for days or years, maybe 10 minutes. So I'm not really concerned there. Thank you, Jeff. Imagine that. Hiccups that never go away for life. How would I run a podcast? Welcome to today's episode of Crypto News. In today's show, Bitcoin to the... That'd be something. Maybe Satoshi did not show everyone how... No matter how much bags it's worth, if you lose your keys, you're basically screwed. And of course, the Satoshi bags are worth attempting to get into. Yeah, there has to be, reason for it. Clearly, dude's the genius. Maybe he come from the future. We don't know. JV did not finish the bottle. Oh, I sure didn't. The bottle is like that. I drank like maybe that much of the bottle, and I still have most of the bottle in the fridge. It's hard to drink that much. It's like I think it was 13% alcohol. I don't know if that's a lot or not a lot, but to me it was strong. I guess I'm not used to it. They say hold your breath, but if I did that on stream and passed out, you're all going to think I'm dead. That's not a good look. I'm just saying. Did you buy Bitcoin today? Do you even Bitcoin, bro? That's Bitcoin in your throat. People told me I was weird because I never get the hiccups. I just bought some strawberries today. I am ready for the 80,000 party. Amen. 80,000, why not 100? But anyways, fam, I'm going to get rolling. I appreciate y'all. And again, no uncensored version of the pod today on Rumble, but shout out to the Rumble fam holding it down. I got to end early. I'm going to go link up with a buddy on a cruise ship that just docked here in San Juan. So it should be cool to link up. But anyways, family, I'll look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Same bit time, same bit channel, 4 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be fun as it always is. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for all the interaction. And long live Jamie Dimon. Yeah, I mean, he was the banker for Gilligan's Island, if you know what I mean.
Traffickers. You were a those drug traffickers.
Just saying. Anyways, family, I am out. Deuces. Make it a great one. Greatly appreciate y'all. Keep stacking them sats, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, as well as this evening at 10 p.m. Eastern for the premiere. Deuces.